need to see themselves as change makers in the field, and they need to be able to see clear routes to become leaders in the field. Highlighting successful female leaders in the ICT field is crucial for inspiring girls and to help identify a potential career path. They also need learning environments that actively combat gender bias, promote diversity, and connect young women and girls with role models. We are doing just that today at our conference here. But before we jump in, have you guys heard of that new band, 1023 megabytes? Anybody? That's probably because they haven't had a gig yet. I know. I had to give you all a sales joke. So we're gonna jump right into it, kicking it off our program today. We have none other than Miss Francola John, the CTU focal point for ITU's network of women, delivering our welcome and opening remarks. Get ready to be inspired and motivated as we set the stage for an incredible day ahead.
Good morning. No, I need to hear it louder than that. Good morning. Yes, welcome. I am so pleased to welcome each and every one of you to the CTU's Girls in ICT Day event. It brings greater joy to see you, many future leaders, in our live studio audience today. Allow me to extend a warm welcome to you, the young leaders of Providence Girls High School and Mova Laventil Secondary School this morning. Later on, we'll have two other schools who will be joining us. Please give yourselves a round of applause for being here today. The CTU is an institution within CARICOM comprising 20 member states. Established in 1989, this year we celebrate 35 years in existence, our headquarters being in Trinidad and Tobago. Girls in ICT Day is a significant occasion that acknowledges the vital role women and girls in the field of information communications and technology play. This year, our focus is on the theme leadership, recognizing and celebrating the remarkable leadership exhibited by girls and women in the ICT sector in the Caribbean. This time in your life, in today's world, everything is driven by technology. The contributions of women in ICT are undeniable, yet they remain underrepresented in leadership roles in the industry. Girls in ICT Day serves as a platform to encourage you and more young girls to pursue careers in technology and to highlight the importance of nurturing skills among you. Leadership in ICT goes beyond just managing projects. It's about driving innovation and creating positive change. Today, our aim is to showcase the tremendous potential of technology and to empower you by sharing the various career paths available in ICT. Our speakers today are young people who embody leadership in every sense of the word. They will share with you how to become future leaders in whatever career path you choose. I am excited for you. Are you excited? Let me hear how excited you are. Are you excited? Yes. As you acquire digital skills to enter the job market, you will soon realize that the fastest growing jobs are in technology. Careers in cybersecurity. Do you know of the dangers online? Yeah, cybersecurity is a big field. AI. What is AI? Let me hear if you all know what AI is. Tell me. That's right. Gaming, robotics. We have girls in robotics in all over the region. Let's start that here. Coding, online businesses. How many of us shop online? You see? We do. We shop online. Mobile apps. There's an app for everything. They offer numerous global opportunities. The CTU will continue to engage and bring awareness of these opportunities through our network of women, which serves as an avenue for young women to share experiences, be mentored, seek leadership roles, and represent the region internationally. We have also a Caribbean Youth ICT network for persons between the ages of 16 to 25, which will see you, yes, you and you and you, take up leadership roles and represent your country on the international stage. How many of us want to do that? How many of us want to represent your country at an international stage in ICT? I'm not seeing enough hands. Tell me. Exactly. To all the girls and women in ICT and the young men here who support you, know that your voices, your ideas, and your leadership skills will help shape the future. You are not just leaders of tomorrow, you are leaders of what? Today. Let me hear you all say it. You are leaders of? Exactly. So we are also happy and honored to have DJ Anna, and yes, I am a fan. Yeah? She's a vibrant and dynamic young woman making waves in the digital sphere, a leader in her own right. So when we think about the theme of this year's Girls in ICT Day, and we say leadership, you heard how many times I mentioned the word leaders? How many times I said leadership? We have to now see ourselves as leaders. So DJ Anna is one, and we would also welcome a dynamic lineup of speakers who would share their knowledge and experiences with us. We welcome all of our speakers this morning and our online audience of thousands of young people in the Caribbean joining us today. To all the girls, women, and young men participating, I implore, grab this opportunity to learn. Grab this opportunity to engage and network. You would see we have Nihas here today who would engage you as well. Take advantage of what you are going to learn. Remember, the skills you acquire today will not only benefit you, but will also contribute to shaping a more inclusive digital society. So once again, a warm welcome to everyone. And on behalf of the CTU, please do enjoy and have an exceptional Girls in ICT Day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss John. Round of applause for Miss John. So next up, we have a dynamic duo taking the stage. Joining us is Miss Chanel McPherson. She's actually the co-founder of Code Ed from Jamaica, and Mr. Tariq Mohammed, a consultant from the International Telecommunications Union in Trinidad and Tobago. Both speakers received fellowships from ICANN, ARIN, and the CTU. They'll be sharing valuable insights on life after graduation and how you too can get involved in the world of ICT. So let's get ready to be enlightened. Make some noise. Hey.
Good afternoon, students. Thank you, CTU, for inviting me on this, prestigious platform. It was an honor that I introduced myself. Let me share my screen. Hopefully, let me know if you guys can see once I start sharing. And Tariq, it's good to be sharing this platform with you as well. Okay. Everyone see my screen? Okay, wonderful. All right, good morning, students. My name is Chanel McPherson. I am the co-founder of Code Ed. I am a student at the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean. I'm pursuing a Bachelor's of Science in Networking and Cybersecurity. I am an ISAC Jamaica chapter member, which is the Internet Society member. You guys have one there as well in Trinidad. And I'm also a woman in Caribbean, which is the Caribbean Network Operators Group, which is a group of, engineers that have one common goal in ensuring that the Caribbean's internet infrastructure and its resources are always kept and are consistently developing. So let's get into it. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about the importance of ICT, life after graduation, I want to tap into our mind and, explore our imagination a little bit. And then we're going to close with a call of action. Before we start, I wanted us to break down the term ICT, information and communication technology. And I'm going to throw some questions out to the students. I'm hoping that we have some microphones that we can pass around the room to engage the students. So students, what does the term information mean to you? What does information mean? Let's break this down. What is ICT? But we're going to focus on information a little bit. What does that mean to you? And what comes to mind, students? Information. Think about it and let us know.
One in the audience?
Facts or data?
Yes, that is correct. Anyone else? That's it? All right. So yes, data, you are correct. What about communication? Anyone else would like to answer? What does the term communication mean? Communication.
It means speaking to one another and understanding things.
Thank you for that. And technology. Technology. What comes to mind? Technology. What's that? Anybody would like to try? We use it every day, students. Technology. What comes to your mind when you hear the word technology? Any student? No one? All right.
When I think
cool.
of technology, I think of computers.
Okay, as simple as computers. You are correct. You are correct. So ICT stands for information and communication technology. And based on what we have heard from your colleagues and fellow students here, is there one person in the room that can sum up the term ICT and what it means? We know what information means, we know what communication is, and we know what technology is based on the answers given. Can anyone just give us a brief definition of ICT based on what your colleagues, fellow students, and classmates have said? Anything comes to mind, students? No? All right. It's okay. And that's the reason why, we're here. So based on what you have said, I'm just going to sum that up for us. So basically, it's data, as your colleague said, passed through the internet. And this data allows us to communicate with each other. So that's passed through different pockets of information. Information is passed through different pockets, and we're able to communicate through each other through our cyberspace using what technology. And that's basically what, ICT is and what it has been doing for us in our daily lives. And as we look closer on some of the things that, ICT has done, ICT has allowed us to communicate with each other virtually, as mentioned. Have you students ever, perhaps when you're at class, have you ever forget to bring a book, a pencil, a pen, and you have to borrow it? Any student has experienced anything like this before? Have you ever left anything at home while you were in class? I'm just going to show you guys how ICT can make this even more efficient for us. And if you have left anything at, what would it be? Or what could it have been if you could just go up to the cloud? Like just go outside, reach to the cloud and pull down that book or that pencil, and you're able to access it from anywhere in the world. So ICT improves efficiency and productivity. Instead of saying, oh man, I left my book or I left my pencil. It does that for us. We are now seeing more innovations. We have tools now like AI that's coming into play. We have, educational resources that we can now access online. Not to mention the job opportunities that comes within the cyberspace field and the technological field. And of course, it enhances our economic growth. So let's turn our focus to life after graduation. For me, life after graduation started when I had access to, between you and I students, we are very much privy than the persons in the room because we are the younger generations and they didn't have these things when they were younger. So that's between you and I. Um, and so we are privy now to more information and we can go online and see different opportunities that perhaps they weren't able to back then. And so when I left school, I went online and I started to search for opportunities. And I saw a scholarship opportunity that would enable me to attend college. And I applied for that scholarship and I got through. And now I'm pursuing my Bachelor of Science through that scholarship. Focusing on mentorship as well. There are persons in this room or virtually or even in different sectors of our life that has been through similar things that we're currently going through. And, you know, we can learn from them and they can guide us. So let's take mentorship into consideration in life after graduation, of course. Different job opportunities. At this point in time, we're exploring our different career paths. And, you know, when I was visiting ICON, when I went to ICON Internet Corporation for assigning my numbers, I'll talk a little bit about that shortly. I saw different persons in different sectors, you know, I thought that ICON was just about persons who have technical background. But though I saw lawyers, because we need lawyers to ensure that, you know, the policies that are being implemented does not affect or severely affects our economic growth. And lawyers are needed for those policy developments. I'm seeing persons in the field of arts, and we have a space for persons in this industry with arts, you know. I believe it's system analytics and design, where, you know, you spot a specific problem and, you know, you can perhaps come up with a different outlook of how the entire platform could look and feel, the user interface. And so you can design something that is already existing and make it, you know, better for the users. And I've met different people within the sector, and everyone has a space in this digital realm, of course. And remember that life after graduation also includes continuous learning and development. So that's something that we have to continuously be doing in order to stay abreast of the emerging technologies. Yeah, so I've been to these different meetings where they're discussing. Can you believe, students, that throughout the year, meetings are being held that determines the type of internet that we received throughout every single year? And I just want to zoom in, as I mentioned before, on the Internet Corporation for assign name and numbers, the one in the middle right there, ICON. And these are all different entities and meetings that I've been to. What ICON does for us, I was a fellow here and also a next gen. And so the next gen persons, the next gen program, I should say, it accepts university students that are within the area or within the region of the ICON meeting that is being kept, so that we can be a part of these discussions that determine the type of internet that we receive in Trinidad, in Jamaica, in Guyana, in the Caribbean. And it is impertinent that we have a voice in these discussions. I've also been a fellow, and that's for persons who are, you know, a bit older. And that experience has also shaped the future for me as well. So these are some entities that you all can go online and read up about and see the different discussions on how you can get started with them. After graduation, I had started to question myself, and I never let the thought of my imagination go, because the mind, I believe, is one of the most powerful thing that the human has. And I started to tell myself, you know, what do I want it to become? Because that's always something from I was younger that persons always tend to ask, what do I want to become? And I revisited that statement and I started to ask myself, how do I want to live? Because I believe that that statement, drives me a lot more than saying that what I want to become in the future. And so, because I know the life that I want to live, I started to ask that question instead. And I'm going to pose the same questions. And this is where your imagination comes into play, students. How do you want to live when you are older? And that's that question that I'm posing to the students in the class, boys and girls. Think about it for a minute and let us know, how do you want to live? Futuristically speaking. And let that imagination drive your thoughts and drive the way you proceed your future. So I hope that we have a mic just for a few minutes so that we can ask a few students, this question: how do you want to live? I want to hear what the students are thinking, what their imaginations are for their future. And so, yes, students, so let us know what comes to mind when you think about the life that you want to live. And I pause for a minute so that we can have some feedback from the students. And anyone can answer this question, guys. It's not a trick question. We're not expecting you to, provide the best, living example or anything, but just let us know the life that you want for yourself. Go ahead.
Morning. Well, I would like to be an entrepreneur.
You'd like to be an entrepreneur, okay?
Yeah.
And how do you see yourself living? How do you want to live?
I don't really want a big lifestyle, That's something to suit me as I live in. I don't want a
Okay.
rich boy thing. I good.
Okay. Thank you for that. Yeah,
That's
go
something
ahead.
people need to come.
All right. Yeah, next student.
Good morning. I
Good
just want to
morning.
sleep, wake up, have a good lifestyle, be comfortable. That is it.
Yeah,
A nice, happy life.
nice, happy life. All right. Anybody else? That's it? All right, students. So while we think about this question, how do I want to live? We then start to channel different thoughts into our imagination. What would it take for me to live like this? And so this is something that we can use to drive our focus. And for my last call of action to you students, and this is something that I want you students to actively do once you leave this meeting. Think about a current problem, that is of importance to you and your surroundings. Create a solution for that problem and share that solution that you have created. And this is your first start to leadership. Thank you. I now turn over to my colleague, Terry.
Thanks so much, Chanel. Of course, we'd like to welcome the students of Morville Laventille Secondary School. Give them a round of applause. Welcome them. Once again, thanks so much, Chanel, for that very insightful presentation. So now we'd like to welcome, of course, Tarek. Tarek, go ahead.
Hello. Morning, everyone. Thanks, Chanel. She really covered a lot of the things that I was going to talk about. So I guess I'll have to freestyle it a bit. A bit about me before I continue. I'm a project officer with the United Nations, the ITU, which is their ICT sector. I'm also a PhD student in electrical engineering. I am a data science researcher. I do freelance software development, build websites, volunteer with the CTU in events like this, and other things as well, right? So to start things off, I know I heard a few of you all say what you all want to do with your lives, but does anybody want to be an engineer? Anybody want to be an engineer? Raise your hand. You want to be an engineer? What kind of engineer do you want to be? A cybersecurity engineer. Oh, that's pretty cool. Bella could probably talk to you more about that later. She's big in cybersecurity. So yeah, just talking with you, not at you, about my journey. I did an undergraduate degree in electrical engineering at UE. That was never really my plan. I wanted to do a social science degree, but one day I just showed up to the engineering class and then I just continued with it. Not really sure how else to explain that. But to me, my interest is always in having some sort of social impact through whatever it is I'm doing. So here I'm the only male speaker in this Girls in ICT. So socially having that gender balance, encouraging more women to be involved in the ICT sector, which has a number of opportunities for youth. So in undergraduate, I am doing probably what a lot of y'all are doing right now, just studying for exams. Y'all are in what, Form 5, Form 6, 4? Oh, y'all in Form 4. Okay, well, y'all have some time again. So I guess the next big hurdle would be CSEC, right? And to me, it was the same when I was in high school. I would study just for exams, coming up to exam time before breathing, keep breathing, and cram. You know, that's unfortunately the lifestyle, but university was essentially the same thing. When I was now wrapping up my final year in university, I met this lecturer, Dr. Malalu, who ended up becoming my mentor. And it's through that I got a job with her as an engineer before I even graduated. It was an opportunity that a lot of other people in my field didn't really get to do because they would just keep studying, and when they're done, you know, go look for work. They didn't really have any connections. And what's the number one way to get a job in Trinidad? Who say links? Links, and not in the way that, you know, it's portrayed in the sense that, you know, a lot of people say, oh, nepotism. No, it's about connecting, meeting with people, you know, just as how you're here today. There are a number of professionals here. There's DJ Anna, who has her own business, who is a very successful DJ. I'm a big fan. We have Bella as well, who's in cybersecurity. We have as well a number of people from the Caribbean Telecommunications Union, even Richard in the back there, who's doing the ICT support. He has his own business in that field. So really what I'm here to say is, yes, it's very important to do your studies and do well, but it's also very important to attend events like this. Not just come and sit down and listen to me and the other speakers, but really to sit with us, engage with us, tell us who you are, what you're interested in. Yeah, why are you shaking your head? Yes, yes, yes. It's really to sort of break out of that shell. Just talk to people. Just say, hi, my name is, what do you do? I do this, I'm interested in this, right? And it's through that sort of personal connection that you would be able to develop your network, build your network, meet more people. You know, they may have a job that they're looking for somebody, and whether or not you may have the skills at the point in time, if they know that you have this sort of mindset and abilities to learn, they'll give you the opportunity. One of the examples of me being involved in this CTU's youth, I've been involved with them for the past 2 years, chairing their Caribbean Youth Internet Governance Forum. Internet governance is a very overview way of saying it. I know Chanel mentioned ARIN and ISOC and all those letters that, you know, we may not be familiar with here. But internet governance is really everything related to the internet. You don't need to be an engineer, you don't need to be in science, or you don't need to be in technology to be part of it. You could be a lawyer, as Chanel had mentioned. You could be anything, entrepreneur. You could start your own business. And one of the key events that I would say that I was involved with through the CTU actually was last year. I participated in a fellowship program where I went with them all the way to Dubai. Has anyone ever been to Dubai? Yeah, you even go to Toko? What? Has anyone ever traveled? Does anyone want to travel? And yes? Yeah, you want to travel? Yeah, and that was an opportunity that I got through being part of these events, through seeing, well, there's an opportunity available and taking that step, going out, reaching out, applying. And then I was very successful. I spent 2 weeks in Dubai. Most of it was working, of course, but I just want to. On the weekend, I was able to go in the desert and ride a camel. How many people could say they've ridden a camel before, right? And so that's all part of it. So some advice that I would just give you all before I wrap up, knowing that we're a bit late on time, is one, don't just do school. If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be an engineer, if you want to be anything in life, the best way to go about as a side task is by networking, engaging, finding a mentor, finding somebody who's in the field. And there are many of them here that you could go and reach out to, maybe just putting a plug. I see Trevor shake his head. But finding that mentor, finding somebody who could support your professional development, give you guidance, give you a sense of, well, I don't know what I want to do with my life. Can you please help me? Can you please tell me what are the options? What are the paths that we could take? That's always a very useful thing to have. And for any opportunities that do come by you, whether or not you think you'll get through with it, apply still. I didn't think I was going to go to Dubai last year, but I ended up going. I had a blast, both working while I was there mainly for work with the CTU. It was my first ever international conference. I know Francola asked earlier who wanted to represent the country in the world. I represented the Caribbean with CTU. So yeah, that's just my little talk here. I just want to see if anybody has any thoughts. Anybody who wants to travel or be part of these fellowships? Oh, sorry. By plane. Yeah, by plane. By plane. Okay. Yeah.
I just want to ask how often you guys go on business trips and things.
Not as often as I would like. Last year, I went to Dubai for 2 weeks, and then I also went CTU in Barbados through the CTU. A year before, I went to Africa. You all ever heard of Rwanda? Rwanda. Okay, so I heard some of y'all said, of course, some of y'all said no. That's a very beautiful country in Africa. So opportunities exist to travel. I would travel more if I had more time, apart from work, of course. These fellowship programs that Chanel was mentioning that she's a part of, they typically offer you travel. So you apply for the fellowship online, and once you get through, they would essentially carry you to wherever they're hosting the event, and you spend a few days working there, doing professional development, maybe presenting, etc. So there are infinite opportunities to travel. That's always, a plus of the field. And yeah, I would say definitely look into it and apply.
How much do you get paid for what you do?
We'll talk after.
So I know you said you go to these countries to work. I just want to know what kind of work you actually do when you get there.
Okay, so let's start with Rwanda. When I went to Rwanda, that was through a fellowship. So a fellowship is like a paid trip for work. I went there with the UN, and I was involved in a youth initiative where they were having a youth summit, youth in tech, similar to how we have today, not just looking at girls, but youth in general. And the days were pretty long, I would say, but it was in a very nice conference setting. Free food whole day. But more importantly, we would work on drafting documents, coming up with different ideas and different strategies. Well, how could we get more young people involved? How could we get more women involved? What are things that the countries at, community level, national level, or even at a regional level, such as, say, example, the Caribbean or the Americas, for example, what are different strategies that we could come together and put forward to them? And we'd put that in a document, and then they would send that to the UN conference, which happened right after, for all the different countries to debate and pass it. And so that's similar to what I also did when I went to Dubai last year, though I went with the CTU, who isn't really a country, it's the Caribbean Telecommunications Union. So what we really did was go and support the different countries within the Caribbean that were there on the floor, providing them with technical advice or bringing together all the different ideas. Because how these conferences go is there are many things happening in parallel. So just picture all of us in this room, but like 10 of these same rooms happening at the same time. but we're all talking about different things. So maybe here we're talking about girls in ICT. Another one, they're talking about youth in ICT, another persons with disabilities. And all of these different discussions are happening at the same time. And there is the need to make sure that everybody is on the same page. So whether you were in this room, that room, or the other, we'd all know what's going on. We'll all be able to come to a common consensus, see, well, if we agree with the discussions that were held there, whether or not there are any things that, we may disagree with, and how we could move forward to get that changed. Because at the end of the day, particularly with the conference in Dubai, the discussions of that was captured in an international treaty that all the countries have to sign called the radio regulations, which essentially just say how everything wireless works or how they're supposed to work internationally. Hope that answers.
I just want to know what we as young people could do to reach into your type of work.
Sorry?
What we as young people could do to reach into your type of work, like the kind of things you used to be doing.
As young people, so one thing I would say that I didn't do when I was younger was come to things like this. I didn't really used to do much school stuff until it came down to exams, as I say in, Form 4, you still had time till Form 5, etc. But one of the important things is to sit down and really understand, well, what do you really want to do? It doesn't have to be, that is what you decide on for the rest of your life. It could be that this is just an immediate goal that you have next. So what I would recommend you do is you sit down and you say, well, what do I want to do? What do I want to be? Where do I want to go? And use that as a way to, one, find similar events like this. If it is you want to be in tech, it doesn't have to be in tech. It could be, you maybe want to do something in manufacturing, agriculture, something else, any other field. So this is applicable throughout. Understand what the different events within that sector may be. So it could be talks like this. It could be that they have like little showcases, and you go meet, talk with people, network, understand, well, what they're doing. Because maybe what I'm doing may not be that interesting to you, but maybe you might talk to, say, Bella and say, wow, cybersecurity is really cool. How did you get into there? And she could give you some more specific advice. So you don't need to have a plan now. You could just have some general ideas, I would say, and continue talking, engaging, networking, finding mentor or mentors, and work with them to better yourself. Recognize that, there's no possible way for you to know everything. There's no possible way to really be the best at everything. And if you have that sort of mindset that you could always learn something from somebody or somehow, it could be anything, really. I think that's a good mindset to have towards getting to where you want to be. In my case specifically, I did sciences in high school, secondary, at CSEC and Cape. Then I went straight to UE in engineering. And through my mentor, I was able to transition into the telecommunications and become an engineer and work for the UN. So that's just an option. Okay, so it looks like we're good. So I think I overstayed my time. I just want to thank you and pass back to DJ Anna.
Thank you so much, Tarek. Give a round of applause to Tarek, everyone. So we're having fun so far, everybody. Yeah, you guys enjoying it? Okay, wonderful. So I feel like enough time passed and I didn't tell a sale joke. So I have to give you all a sale joke, right? Let me see if you can figure out this one. All right. What do gamers use to make bread? What do gamers use to make bread? Like gamers? Yeah, they make bread. They make bread on their off days. What do what do gamers use to make bread? It is real sailor. Nintendo. I had to. Sorry. I know it's sale. Well, we have to have a little interactive session with you guys. We are ready to hear from you. We want to hear your thoughts, your ideas, and how you guys feel about ICT. But right now, I would like to welcome an awesome tech industry professional. Her name is Miss Christabel Sukteo. She is also, beside being a huge tech industry professional, she's also a radio personality on Hot 93. And she is a Latin dancer, so she manages to balance all of those things. So we're going to have a session with her, and I would like to call her Bella. Is that okay? Yes, so we refer to her as Bella today. Bella, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. And thank you for having me. I just want to make sure my slides go up as well. So my name is Bella, as you all know. I have been working in the tech industry for 15 years, maybe just a little bit over that. I actually started off when I was 18 years old, so not far out of school, actually, really right out of secondary school, a little bit after that, actually. I've worked with 3 global companies, Fujitsu being one of them. They're a Japanese company. Cisco, that's the largest networking company in the world. And right now I work for a global cybersecurity company called Fortinet, and they are one of the top cybersecurity companies in the world as well. And I manage 10 countries in the Caribbean for them. So I was listening to the comments that everyone had about what you want to do when you finish school. My friend here wants to be an entrepreneur. He wants to have a good life, right? But in order to have a good life, right, there are some qualities that one must possess in order to accomplish that. And that takes me to today's theme, leadership. So I want to hear from you guys. What do you think leadership is? What is leadership to you?
I feel like leadership is taking control, being head on, always being in front, and not only being in front but also helping the people that you're leading and leading them into proper things and not bad things, and helping them along the way and to influence them.
Great. Anyone else? What does leadership mean to you? What do you think about? There's no right or wrong answer. What do you think about when you think about the word leadership?
I think leadership is taking charge of others.
Taking charge of others. Okay. Anything else? I'm seeing smiling faces and willingness to want to say something, but not really saying anything. Anyone else? I'll take one more. No more? All right. So you are not wrong in saying that, but leadership, as you see on my slide, has a lot of other variables that is related to leadership. Teamwork being one of them. It's not just about leading, but it's about collaborating with your peers. Testing. One of the things that I've learned in my journey into leadership was humility and accepting that I have to be consistently learning as I progress in my career. How many of us think that when we finish school, that's it? No? How many of us would like it to be it? Yeah, no, yeah, sorry. Sorry, that's not exactly how it works. But accepting that leadership and as you advance in your career and in life, that learning is something that we must all embrace and not think of it like work, but think of it as something beneficial to you, and see it in that way is what's going to help you now in your leadership journey. Just to give you some backstory for me, when I started off in my first job, I was supposed to work for Fujitsu for 3 months on a temp job because I was right out of school. I didn't know anything about technology, actually. I actually studied sciences in high school and I wanted to get into the energy industry. 15 years later, here I am, right? So one of the things I learned very early on in starting my job was that my learning journey was never going to stop. And I had to put in a lot of work, a lot of late hours. I had to humble myself. I had to learn how to work well with others. Any questions or a hand up question? No? Right? Those are things that I learned very early on in my career. And that actually gave me a reputation where I was now asked to do leadership things. It didn't come from just taking charge, but it came from a willingness to do more, a willingness to go that extra mile and to understand more than just my role. So because of that, I actually was offered many opportunities in my career that brought me to where I am today. So if I wanted to impart some leadership tips for you guys, it would be leadership is a very humbling journey. It does not mean that you know, yes?
Any business that you do. Okay, so where's the first major project that you work on or have done?
Yeah. Okay, so I'll answer that very generally, because that might be a confidentiality thing based on where I work and what I do, right? But in a general standpoint, from a general standpoint, I work with large organizations to provide technology solutions to them that can protect them from cybersecurity breaches. So some of the largest organizations that you could think of would be my customers, and I help them protect themselves, basically. So that would be one, and it's really big organizations, right? Any other questions? No. So I had a question for Anna, though. Right? I know that Anna is also an entrepreneur. So I was hoping that she could share some of her wisdom in leadership as well.
You guys hearing me? Yeah? Okay, cool. Sorry, Bella, could you repeat it one more time?
What is some of your wisdom that you could share around the topic leadership?
Okay. So, of course, as Bella said, she has a background in tech. My background is a little bit different. So, I'm on the social media side of tech. So, maybe that's the best way to put it. My general life has been being a touring professional DJ. So, I've done that maybe like for the past decade of my life, touring. And I'm also a music producer. I own a few businesses as well. And I've been a part of the business of Carnival. You all know Carnival is a big part of the Caribbean and the Caribbean diaspora. So that's been generally what my life has been like. Interestingly enough, my background in schooling is law. So I went to the University of the West Indies and I did my LLB. And whilst doing that, I actually started touring as a DJ and I never stopped since. I'm also in the radio business. I'm at a station called Lit 102.3 FM. So I work the afternoon drive 3 to 6 every day there. And on weekends, I fly out. Most weekends, I fly out to tour as a DJ. From the leadership point of view, first thing I'd like to say is that usually and similarly in like tech, we're not accustomed to women being in male dominated industries. The work that I do, usually you all know a lot of female DJs. I'm sure you don't. Yeah, mostly male DJs, right? You guys hear me better now? Yeah. Yeah, you guys know a lot of female DJs? No? Mostly male DJs, right? Even on an international scale, we also have DJs who are male. And even in the entertainment industry, there are not that many women in the entertainment industry. It's more so men. So just like in tech, we tend to think that the industry is filled more so with men. It's a male-dominated industry, but women are finding their space in the industry now and becoming leaders in their field, right? Any questions so far, by the way? Sure, go ahead. I was gonna say I'll have to probably give you a YouTube link or like send it to my TikTok or something.
Testing.
Sorry.
Testing. Okay, good.
Oh, he said he wanted a live performance, but I don't
Wow.
have my console here, so we can't do that. But generally, any more questions? Somebody else on that side raise their hand.
No?
No?
Does anyone in the audience think they have what it takes to be a leader? Anybody wants to be a leader in the future? A cybersecurity friend right there? All right. So today I'm going to give you guys a little bit of some insight into developing your career around the technology space. Anyone here wants to be in tech? I know you want to be in tech. Anyone else here want to actively pursue a technology career? Show hands. Hands. Give me some hands. Okay, so what else do you guys want to do? What kind of career? What career would you like to get into?
We have
Not
someone
knowing
on that
yet
side.
is also an appropriate answer.
I think she had an answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Psychology. What else?
Psychology and law.
Law. What else? Sociology.
Marine biology.
Marine biology. What else?
Photography.
Photography. Okay. Yes, we have two hands here.
A flight attendant.
Flight attendant. Okay.
Sports.
Sports. Okay. So we call a range of different careers there. Does any of these careers not use technology?
They all do.
They all do. Even sport. Right? They all do. So we can agree then that technology is in every industry. Anything that we do, technology is a part of it. Yeah? Then that means that there is an opportunity for you to work in tech in any field that you are in as well. All you have to do is identify what that is. So if you would like to pursue technology careers within a different field, there are still going to be applicable roles that may be available to you. So like in sports, there could be analytics, for example, right? Sports analytics, that's one. We had law. There is cyber law, right? We had photography. Well, that speaks for itself, right? So what I'm going to do is, next slide, I'm going to show you guys a little bit about what type of technology careers are available. If you know them, you know them. You can ask me any questions about it. Next slide. Next one. Okay. So, any of these names sound familiar to you? Yeah. So these are some of the typical careers that I've been exposed to as a technology professional, all of which are, I would say, roles that are available locally as well in any organization, right? But each one of these have different subsets of them as well. So we're going to dig into cybersecurity today. So if we go to the next slide, just cybersecurity alone, because that's the field that I'm in, there are a number of different careers as well that you can explore as a young person, right? Some people, my friend who wants to get into cybersecurity, what particular role were you thinking about?
I just want to, as you do, you say you work for other companies and you help them protect their information. I wanted to be like one like that.
Like that. Okay. So that may be called a cybersecurity administrator, for example, in the cybersecurity space. But there are a lot of other different types of roles that are emerging now because cybersecurity is a growing space and it's very lucrative for those of us that like nice living, right? Some of them are, for example, We said security administrator. There is ethical hacking, for example. Not the other one, this one, right? There is also audit, there is law, there's HR, there's marketing, there is sales, business development. These are all roles that are part of the cybersecurity space. So it doesn't just have to be a technical role you don't have to study a technical role to be a part of the cybersecurity industry. You could actually procurement, any field of study that you could think about can apply to the technology industry as well, right? Policy and development, like what Tariq is being exposed to, that's another career. And the way that you can get exposure to some of this is by one, being here today and networking with the bodies like the CTU and whatever other resources that you are exposed to early on now that will show you what are different resources that are available to you to find your way. It doesn't have to be technology, but coming to these types of events are what is going to help you now get the right resources and the network that you need to develop your career as going forward. We said earlier that the only way to get a job locally is how? Links, right? But links doesn't just start with school. It starts with being here. It starts with knowing who I am. It starts with knowing the guys behind the screen in the back, right? You never know what opportunity may present itself to you right out of school. Like for me, for example, I was asked to come in for a conversation that led to a 3-month contract that then led to a 15-year career. So for me, for example, that's how it happened for me. And it could be the same for you as well. You just have to say yes to opportunity and network, right? Last slide, last couple slides. One more. AI. We spoke about AI a little bit earlier as well, right? There are some now roles that are evolving. The one before. Roles that are evolving because of AI. There's AI ethicists, AI trainers, AI customer experience specialists. So customer service jobs may eventually change and adopt AI into their model as well. So understanding what AI is and how that technology is going to help you would also assist you as well. And then I'll close with, because I'm running out of time, I'll close with some resources that you can also take a look at for your journey as well. So there is our local universities, but there are also online forums as well. The CTU may have an online training forum as well that you can access learning so that you could now make your decision on how you want to go about advancing your career, whether it be in technology or not. Yeah.
Bella, I know you spoke a lot about the pros of being a woman in ICT. Can you speak a little bit about some of the challenges that you may have faced in your career over the past 15 years?
Yes. I learn something new every day. So the technology space is a space that is evolving and it changes very, very quickly. So what I learned, what I knew last year may not be the same this year. So it's a constantly evolving environment that forces me to constantly learn and be very self-aware of what I am doing as well. So that for me would be one of the biggest challenges that I've had, as well as managing very high pressured environments. Cybersecurity is a very risky space to be in, and I have to manage risk every day.
Right. Okay. And I know you spoke a little bit about careers in AI. I guess some of you guys might know some of the ways that AI has kind of infiltrated into your life. You probably check on TikTok and you think like Drake creates a new song, but in reality is really AI, right? So from the AI perspective, what are some of the negative things that you think can come about from the use of AI?
That's a interesting question. I mean, just as much as AI can be used to advance technology in the cybersecurity space, for example, AI is also used in developing threats as well. So cyber criminals use AI, as well as the companies and the organizations like mine. We also use AI as well. So one of the negative things I would say is the good people use it, and unfortunately, bad people use it as well.
Right. So similar to how you may get a phone call thinking that it's a family member is really AI.
Is really AI, yes.
Pretty much.
Or
Right.
that bots on Instagram that ask you to click here and enter your credit card information because they want $10,000 in Bitcoin. Anybody ever got that? Anybody ever got that message on it? Anybody here using Instagram? Y'all using Instagram? Of course. Oh gosh. All right. Yes. Question.
Miss, just now when Miss Annette asks what negative could come from AI, somebody say robots.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Robotics. I mean, AI is not my professional space, but robotics is it is something that is needed as well. Like for example, in the manufacturing industry, right? Robotics are used in the manufacturing industry. I know you're thinking humanoid robots that will eventually attack us. I know that's where your mind is at. Somebody looked at iRobot or one of those movies, Terminator. I would say in the technology space, what you want to do is empower yourself with the information, right? If we think about it negatively, we would get left behind. You have to embrace it and you have to empower yourself with that knowledge, you know? Any more questions?
That's all. Any
That's
more?
all. Yes? No? Okay. That's all.
Thanks so much, Christabella,
No
for,
problem.
of course, giving us a little insight into your career and your life. We appreciate you.
Yes.
Oh, wait, one more question.
One more question.
Miss, I could come and work with you.
Oh. It might sound exciting, but you have to have tough skin.
Thanks so much, Christabella. Everyone give Christabella a round of applause, please. Thank you. So we have a couple of prizes. We have some Amazon gift cards to give away. We have one to give away here, and we have one to give away online for those who are, of course, tuned in on the online platform. So for those online, you have to like and follow the CTU's IG account. That's the Instagram account. Share a screenshot of one of your most memorable parts of today's proceedings on your stories or your profile using the hashtag CTU Girls in ICT 2024. So that's CTU Girls in ICT 2024 and hashtag Girls in ICT. So you got to tag the Caribbean Telecommunications Union in the post. Don't forget that. And the first person to post on Instagram will receive the $50 Amazon gift voucher. That's 50 USD, right? So just specifying. For those lovely students here, we're going to ask you guys a couple of questions. And if you got it correct, you're going to win the Amazon gift card, right? I'll try to make it easy. So you're ready? Okay. All right. So let's start it. How many member states does the CTU have? How many states does the CTU have? You see, he's not to count the flags, yes? Okay. All right. One more time, we'll see you put up the hand first. How many member states does the CTU have? Let's go. Michelle, do we know? Okay, let's see. Let's see who gets it.
21.
Is that your final answer?
23. Final answer.
Final answer. Oh gosh, you're wrong. Sorry. Let's go again. Eh?
Cybersecurity specialist here.
Right.
20.
20. But how come only clapping? I didn't see if it was correct. Well, you are correct. What's your name, by the way?
My name my name is Calicia.
Calicia. Okay, give a round of applause to Calicia, everyone. So I guess Calicia counted the number of flags correctly. Is that what happened? Or she checked Google, I'm not sure. But yes, that is correct. So Michelle, just to verify, she's the winner for Amazon gift card. Okay, great. Congratulations, Calicia. Do we have a question?
There's only one question over there.
Do we have any other questions to answer this? Just one. Oh gosh, well, you might have to go and do the online challenge to get the Amazon gift card, the next one. Oh, nice. Okay, so you all are gonna go home with a token. So you're everybody's a winner, like that, yes. Right. So for the online challenge, we need you guys, don't forget to post on your stories, do the hashtags. The hashtags are CTU Girls in ICT 2024 and hashtag Girls in ICT. Okay, so the first person to do that, and of course, tag the Caribbean Telecommunications Union in your post, you are going to be today's winner of that other $50 Amazon gift voucher. So yeah, so we're gonna choose that winner after when, of course, we see who's the first person that posted, right? Yeah. Yeah, so one more time, I'm just gonna let you guys know what you have to do. You have to like and follow CTU's IG account. Share a screenshot of one of your most memorable parts of today's proceedings on your stories or your profile, and make sure you guys use the hashtags hashtag CTU Girls in ICT 2024. And the second hashtag is hashtag Girls in ICT. So those two hashtags, right? CTU Girls in ICT 2024 and hashtag Girls in ICT. You also have to tag the Caribbean Telecommunications Union page in your post, and the first person to post on Instagram will receive that $50 Amazon gift voucher. So one more time, in case you guys missed the hashtag, hashtag CTU Girls in ICT 2024 and hashtag Girls in ICT. Yeah, so that is what you got to do to win that $50 Amazon gift voucher. We're looking to see who's going to be the first person to do that, right? Yes, so as we continue our journey, everyone, let's take a moment to extend a heartfelt acknowledgement to the amazing individuals who've made today possible. We are not wrapping up just yet, but we're just saying thank you at this point because we, of course, have a wonderful segment from our friends at NEHUST. So we're going to talk about that in just a bit. But Miss Rachel Joseph, our Marketing and Communications Assistant, is going to be giving us the vote of thanks before we continue to our next part of the proceedings. I'd like to welcome Miss Rachel Joseph.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So apart from seeing me behind the scenes taking photos, and I see Samuel was looking, right? I'm also here to give the vote of thanks. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for DJ Anna for being an excellent host. Yeah. As well, we want to show our gratitude and appreciation for all the speakers who, presented and gave you all advice, gave you all an insight into the technology field and the different options that you have. So we have in person here, Mr. Tariq. We have Ms. Christabella. And online, Ms. Chanel. Thank you so much, speakers, for taking your time and, sharing with our students here today. Also, even though I'm thanking them now because you haven't really got to experience it yet, but NEHUST has been a really huge part of making this event possible. So I really hope when you go outside and interact with their session that you have a good time, that you enjoy, ask questions, feel free to ask questions about how it is you can engage more in the technology field. As well, I also want to thank the CTU staff, of course, Stakeholder and Engagement Unit, Mr. Trevor Pravat, Ms. Michelle Garcia, Ms. Francola John, Mr. Paul Huggins, as well as the entire CTU staff and secretariat. Thank you so much for your support. And ladies and gentlemen, please give yourself a round of applause for being here. right? We thank your teachers, your principals, your schools for really understanding how important it is for technology and having our students understand the different fields, different career paths that they have in technology. So I'm going to stop here so we can go and enjoy Neha's presentation. Thank you so much again.
Thanks so much, Rachel. A round of applause one more time, guys, for Miss Rachel Joseph. So, guys, you're going to head on outside. It's time to get ready to interact with the latest in technology, courtesy of NIHRS, the National Institute of Higher Education, Research, Science, and Technology. So it's time for us to explore, experiment, and engage with some cutting-edge tech innovations that are shaping our future. So you guys don't want to miss it. It is going to be epic. So head on outside, and we're going to meet up with the team from NIHRS.
So the taller ones in the back, please. Taller ones in the back.
Right, so I'm making a semicircle. If I can't see, if you had to tiptoe, then you're short. So I seen one person was in the back. Right, so you make a semicircle, or like you come closer. And then this way. So like it shift a little this way. Yeah.
This way as well.
Don't let them pass there. Like from here, go back. You can't be in front of the camera.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, everybody good? Everybody has their spots? We're good to go, right? I need a hand in the air if everybody good. A little hand in the air? All right, nice. Okay. So today we have Mr. Shami Prakash, right? And we have Miss Afia Zoe from NIHRS, and they're going to give us a little insight into some of the cool stuff that they have on this table. I don't know, but I'm very excited. I hope you guys are excited too. So guys, take it away.
Okay, good morning, everybody. We have some exciting forms of technology to show you guys. I know most of you all probably would be familiar with the headsets, but we're starting off
I don't know.
talking about this cute little robot here, right? And this robot is called Q.
His name is
Yes,
Q.
it's Q, right? This was made by a company called Wonder Workshop, and it's actually an educational tool for introducing the very most important thing today in technology when it comes to computers, which is programming, coding, developing, right? So this introduces the young people to the field of coding and allows them to further develop into whatever area in the field of technology that they want to after. But first, we need to know how to communicate with computers, because a lot of our world today is dominated by the technology that we use, right? We rely on. For example, our phones, we have all our apps on it, our games, right? We do online shopping, all of these things that was mentioned before. We need to know how are these things possible, right? So in order to start that journey of understanding and further developing in the industry, we need to learn how to code, right? So coding, does anybody, could anyone tell me a simple definition of coding, what they think coding is? Or programming, computer programming? Anybody here? Everybody quiet. Nobody heard that term before? Yes. Okay, say that again.
Like an algorithm or a list of instructions that it has to carry out in order to function.
Right, excellent. So yeah, some key points there. So coding is basically the list of step-by-step instructions, right? that we give to a computer to carry out a specific task, right? That's basically what it is. And just like we communicate using different languages, and we may not understand another person's language, the computer is like that as well. So there are many different programming languages. Does anybody know of any names of these languages?
No, like coding languages.
Just the name, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
You
the
have
lang-
Python, CSS, C++, HTML, and etc.
Right. So yes, you named a few. So Python, there's Java, JavaScript. You will see some of these things at the startup of the applications or the games. You will see the language that they were written in, right? So these languages are important. Right. So this robot also is a part of robotics. So we have the coding being able to create this form of technology and the software that it uses, which is an app basically on your smartphone.
So you can download the app on the Play Store once you purchase the robot, and he helps you to code. So it have interactive ways. He speaks on his own. If he say anything, we didn't tell him to say it. He say things randomly, and sometimes he's been mean. So yeah. So it's a app you download on your phone, so you could see, and you could control him if you want. I could change the colors on it, so he could be red, and it have interactive games, as Shami say.
Yeah.
So it teach you how to code, and the code language that we use for this is block coded. So it's more like a drop and drag. Yeah.
Right. So this is the menu, and we have different options here, right? So it's not just a toy. We have an option to code, and this coding option is laid out in the form of challenges that progressively get harder, like just like a normal game would, how games would be designed, right? And the simplest form of coding, like my colleague mentioned, is block coding, right? Simple block coding, which is basically color-coded blocks that perform different actions and whatever we want this robot, for example, or the computer to do, we'll drag and drop them, put them all together, create a program, then run them, right? And it will go through step by step of what the robot is trying to accomplish. So then we have the manual control mode, like we mentioned, and it's fully customizable at the side as well, right? With all the features of the Q robot. And we have Wonder, where we can see some of the things that already pre-programmed that the robot could do. So if you're new to it and don't have a good idea or grasp on it, you can always go to this menu option and get some ideas. Right. So that's it for Q. The coding robot teaches everybody how to code, and it uses a simple language, the block coding, right? After that, you can graduate onto text-based coding, which were all the different coding languages we heard given as examples from some of you all, right? So we mentioned coding. Coding is used to program machines to do different things. So we have different forms of technology we can use to create using coding. We have the apps on the phone, right? The games, we also have virtual reality, and virtual reality works with specific coding languages. For example, JavaScript and Python, you would create a virtual world using those, right? And virtual reality is basically, well, before I let you guys know, anybody want to basically simply tell me a definition of virtual reality? I hope in this one a little more familiar with everybody.
Everybody knows what is virtual reality.
Anybody else ever used VR before?
Yeah.
Yeah? So what would you guys class it as? What would you define VR as?
What was that?
You came to the school already.
Yeah.
I think we have an answer here also.
Okay.
I feel like VR is not really necessarily real world, but when you put on your headset, you see a different world that is technology, virtual. So yeah,
Virtual. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
and they have like endless different realities and stuff.
Right. So it's not the real world, but it's an artificial or digital, right? Computer generated three-dimensional simulation of the real world, right? So it's basically works using the simulation and modeling software, right? Where you feel like if you're really there, because your field of vision would give it that immersive experience in the virtual environment, right? So how does it work? So virtual reality, the visor here that we would put on our face works by the science of something called spectroscopy, right? So that basically takes a two-dimensional image and makes it in such a way that when viewed with both eyes, that it gives the illusion of depth, and that basically allows for the three dimensions, right, to be viewed in three dimensions. The headset also has other sensors built in, so that the motions of the user's head and body would be relayed into the virtual world, and adjustments would be made in the field of view and whatnot, right? So what are some of the applications of virtual reality now? Anybody can give me some examples? Where can we use this form of technology? In what fields of professions?
Everybody was
Anyone? Anybody on this side? Any
Just one, you don't
answers?
have to list all, right?
All right, somebody here said that gaming is
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Somebody has said gaming.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we have prizes, you know.
So gaming, yes.
Answering questions. We have prizes if only answer questions. I forget that we had to bribe them.
Right, right.
Okay, so somebody said gaming,
Somebody said
right?
gaming, so virtual reality is becoming very popular in gaming.
I seen a hand.
Right?
We have a coding camp coming up. So you could follow us on Instagram and you could get more information
Right.
about it.
So we have gaming, right? It's
Yes.
becoming more popular in gaming consoles nowadays. Everyone's switching over to something like that, and we're seeing the graphics and everything looking so much better now, right? Anything else? Yes.
I've seen people use it in architecture and also communication in case like, so some people kind of weird, but they have like online dating, long distance dating, relationship VR kind of thing. People is yeah, and then people could use it for fun. People can meet friends, stuff like that. But mostly architecture. Yeah.
Right, so it can bring people together from different parts of the world, right? And you don't have to actually be there.
That's somebody
So
else.
that would relate to tourism as well.
Tommy.
So if you want to visit,
We have somebody.
yes,
Yeah.
somebody else.
An hospital surgery.
Very
Okay,
good.
that's a nice application as well. So in education, for example, the medical practitioners could undergo like training, right, with simulations of their surgeries, and be able to learn from that, and not necessarily have to go through the process
Very
of
good.
the real thing as yet. Yes.
So he said
Training for driving.
driving, yeah.
Driving, and let's say pilot as well, right?
Yeah.
Flying simulated aircraft.
Yeah.
So all of these are very good applications. Military as well use it to train their military personnel in all those dangerous scenarios and whatnot. The automotive industry as well use it in their prototyping or car manufacturing processes to improve on their performance and how their design would be like before they actually build it. Same thing in architecture. The architect knows what it wants, what the structure, right, looks like before they actually start working on it physically. Yes. So entertainment.
Anybody else?
Yeah. Anything else?
You have a question?
No? Yeah. Question?
You can use it for public speaking and things like that.
Well,
That is my question.
I guess like during COVID, we had to revert to like Zoom. So I guess it could be something that we could look into, or you could develop it.
Okay, so that's it for virtual reality. We also have another form of extended reality called augmented reality.
All right, so whereas virtual reality is immersive, whereas when you put it on, you're completely taken into it, augmented reality is partial, right? So you look at it. So for instance, you see in these pictures that are beautifully colored on the page, when you scan it, we have an app on the phone, it would come to life. So you will see it as a 3D model. We use augmented reality every day. How much of us have Snapchat on our phone? Yeah, right. So the filters that we use for Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whoever it is still use it, that's augmented reality, right? So anything that is a 3D, but augmented reality improves our current area, right? It doesn't really change it, it just tweaks it. So we have interactive. You guys could take this home to color. It have an app at the bottom, Quiver. Everybody would get one, right? You could just scan it with your phone. You just take a picture and scan it. It would download onto your phone. You print it out. We're giving you one, right? So when you print it, you color it, you scan it, and anything that you color would come to 3D and it would move, right?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Wow. So another use of augmented reality. So I give Ollie a big one. I say social media. What's the next thing, only thing that we use augmented reality for? We use one every day. WhatsApp, actually, that could be correct, but you had to tell me specifically. It have one function on WhatsApp that we would use augmented reality. It have augmented reality in it. Okay, when you press the plus button at the side, okay, you go in and meet your friend down the road and he here and you here, and you say, send me your, yeah, right?
Location.
So location, right? So maps is so Google Maps, Apple Maps, any type of maps that you would use your location. When you send your location, you could literally see exactly where the person is. You can see buildings, you can see different things. That's a form of augmented reality as well, right? So it's something that we do take for granted. We use it every day. And I guess we just get comfortable with it. In the medical field, as my colleague said, we practitioners use it to help patients when they're going into surgery to understand the procedure that they're going to undertake. So they could see, if they're going to get heart surgery, they could see exactly, talk them through the procedure steps so they're not unaware or uneducated about it, right? So I'm going to pass this around. Everybody could just take one and shuffle it down.
Can we see what it looks like?
Yeah, the phone. Saying I need internet. Don't. Oh yeah. So we're gonna do virtual reality and then augmented reality. We have the goggles that you guys could use. So we're just going to do it in a line So we could start from these skills.
Yeah, we'll start with them.
Yeah, so we start going this way.
You'll
and
get to
then
test it
augmented
out. Come
reality,
on,
we
come
can start
on.
here. Right?
You'll get to try the VR.
Everybody will get a chance to interact
So
with the
the
technology.
augmented
right?
reality that we're using today is rocks, right? So it's geology. Anybody, well, I gave already the answer. Anybody interested or know about geology?
Sure.
Sure. Right. So geology is the study of rocks, right?
If you all want to try the VR, you all could line up on the side, right?
Yeah, so very good. So I have a coral, an image of a coral. It's just a coral, like one individual coral rock.
Any of you want to try it?
It's an example just for you to see augmented reality. So you would still be immersed in current. So he would see you, but he would also see the rock, right?
Just give her the space in front of the camera.
Yeah, so it's very immersive. Yeah, so you will see the person in front of you as well as the rock, right? So, you know, like sometimes when you use Instagram or Snapchat, you could see the filter and it will move in front of you. So I guess it's more like that, right? If you move around too much, if you have like vertigo, you could get dizzy as well with it. Okay?
Okay, so you have to tell us. You have to tell us what you're seeing, right?
I seen some stairs. I can't walk up the stairs.
Don't fall down, you know.
Yeah, the robot. Yeah.
Use the joystick. Use the joystick.
It's quite fair.
Yeah.
Right? So you're just using this to control him. Right?
Don't fall down, you know.
He could hit people.
Okay, what you seeing now?
He's move fast.
These stairs. Oh.
He just say like he don't want to be here.
Okay. I seen a blue door right here. Like a car
You
open.
could hit this for the coding for the token and have a specific
Okay.
It's like a
I see
it's a
it.
whole process you have to go through for him to talk. But he is talk for himself.
A pile
Anything
of-
that he say is
What is this? I don't know.
I didn't
They rubble, I think.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Sure, yeah.
What are you all doing? What are you all doing? Is this CPR?
They have AR there, so I was.
Okay, who has the AR on this side? All right. What's your name?
Let's
All right, Johannes, you have to give us a play-by-play on what exactly you're seeing inside there, right?
So just pass it around.
All right, keep it on, keep it on. Ready? What are you seeing?
I shall at Zaki Afri.
You can take it out just to be safe. Unless you can't see.
I seen some kind of shell thing and Zaki Afri.
All right, let's see.
Excuse me. Just one. So Holy, you're walking with the joystick and you're looking in direction you want to walk in, right?
All right, so what are you seeing?
I seen Johannes and the door. I'm a teacher. Yeah, and a rock.
Yeah, this one's AR.
Like a reef. Right. So please, we want everybody to take a selfie. There's the opportunity
So
to
just
take a selfie
interact
with
and
the
pass
Gianna.
it along, right?
Yeah.
Well, first we have to find out what's going on with this AR.
And tag us on Instagram.
Okay, what is it that you're seeing?
Yes, I seen a shell, a white thing there.
Are you seeing us? Very cool.
Yeah, of course. You're connected to the internet. Everything is.
That way.
You could get a version for like $2,000-3,000.
Yeah.
Not this exact version though. This is for like to connect a whole classroom virtually. No, it have different types of
So you all sure you don't want to
headsets.
try?
The Oculus, for
You don't want to go
example, you could get
upstairs? You're not
earlier
curious
version
enough?
for like 2,000-3,000, right?
You want
No,
to
that is
try?
like a earlier version of it.
You want to
Yeah.
play with the robot? All right.
Yeah, it's scanner.
All right. Okay, so who wants to try the robot? All right.
Okay, interesting.
Visually captured. You captured footage, right?
Yeah, okay.
All right, you all passing around devices? Good. Great.
Shami, so this is the VR.
You all got a chance to try something?
This one is the VR, right?
Yeah, and it has another
Yeah,
VR
it is in
here
the
as
back
well.
there. You all tried
Yeah.
something? All right. You want to try something? Okay, you waiting for that? Where's the teacher? I don't remember his name. Yeah.
You pass it along, right? Device on that side, yeah.
All right. Everyone got a chance to try something? We need to start to wrap up. We're going to take it to the next. Everyone got a chance to try something?
All right, so you can pass the devices back, and then we would just ask some questions. We have prizes.
We have some prizes that we have to give away. So you guys can pass back the devices to the front and we'll ask the questions to give away some of the prizes. Pass back the devices to the front, guys.
You're feeling busy?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I was right here in case you fell.
All the devices back to the front. We good?
All right, so everybody give back the device, and then I'm gonna ask 3 questions, and then whoever answers the correct question, we get a prize, okay? So we talk about 2 types of stuff today. What we talk about? We talk about virtual reality and augmented reality, all right? So clap, right? Anybody could tell me what is virtual reality? Yeah.
Is it fictional?
Right. So that is actually, yeah. So I want to say it again.
A fictional world.
So it's, yeah, so it's an immersive world, right? So it's something that we enter, right? So when we use VR, we alter our reality. Whereas, what's the difference between AR and VR? What's it? Here, look at that. Right. So what's the difference between AR? Yeah. Right. Anybody? AR. What's some of the uses we use AR for?
Okay, we have somebody here answering.
Yeah. For augmented.
VR is when you're fully immersed into like the simulation, and AR you're kind of aware of your surroundings as well.
Very good. You could give me a use of augmented reality. No. Anybody?
Last question. One use of augmented reality.
Somebody who didn't answer. Yeah.
Snapchat.
Very good. Right. So we're gonna hand it back over to Miss Misha. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Give a round of applause to our team at Nehers. That was a pretty cool demonstration. So thank you guys so much. We're going to take a quick photo, but before we do that, we just want to say thank you guys. That's a wrap for now, folks. But remember, the journey doesn't end here. Let's continue to learn, grow, and empower one another in the world of ICT. So until next time, DJ Anna signing off. Stay curious, stay inspired, and keep rocking the tech world. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
All right, come to the front, please. Okay, come to the front, please. To the front. We're going to take a group photo.
Come join us.
Come to the front, please. Yes, speakers. Yes. Come to the front, please.
Okay, everybody, we're going to take a quick pic. So just move to the front.
All right, tall ones in the back. Tall ones in the back.
You're welcome.
Yes. Tall ones in the
All right, everybody fits in. Everybody fits in. Find a little spot.
Tall ones in the back. All right. So we're going to ask our Secretary General to join us. We're going to have DJ Anna as well. All right, this is cool. You all want a soup down? This is
Some
cool.
people had a soup.
No, but if
That's all it's all.
Students.
Everybody find a space. Everybody.
All right, how are we going to do this?
Maybe we'll have to sit.
You have to sit. Okay. Sit. Yeah, you can be in the picture. So let's four chairs. So we will sit and you all will stand. All right? Now let's keep the chair one color, front color. For the optics. One more chair, please. Yes. Or you can sit. Yeah, you just can stand. Yes. All right. Ashley? Yes. All right. All right. Can you come in just a bit? Rachel? Tariq, come and sit. All right. So you all seen just now, just making sure we get
So,
it. Can
we
you
good?
come around, please?
Everybody,
come around, please?
squish up, squish up. We gotta squish up.
All right.
We.
Or you can stand in the corner there. All right. Great.
All right. So, on the count of three, I want you all to say ICT, right? Okay? Be excited. I'll look excited, right? All right. Thanks. Try. Okay. On the count of three, watching that phone there. 1, 2, 3.
ICT.
One more. Maybe we could take a video. Maybe take a video of this one, if you could. Yeah, somebody take a video also. Whoops. Sorry. All right.
We're taking a video now. Video.
Okay, so I'll give some big motions and actions and things, right? It's a video too. So, you ready? Yes, please, no. No gang signs. All right, on the count of 3, ICT real loud, right? 1, 2, 3. ICT!
Wait, just now. We just want to boomerang. Wait.
All right, one more. We just doing a boomerang. So on the count of 3, just do a motion for the boomerang, right? That's it. Oh, we're not doing the boomerang?
The other group starts at 11.
Thank you guys so much for coming. Make some noise. Hey!
All right, so follow me. Let's go. We have giveaways. And we have refreshments. All right. This way, please. All right, this way. All right.